Where's the start page? It should be over here. You know, a really professional organization would have had this all set up.
Yeah, it's like when they sent you the link I should have been able to just jump in.
Yeah, let me hear this one. And then go here. There we go.
60, 59.
There we go.
I knew I'd get it right.
To the Slade and Mayson Show. 55, 54. This continues to be a countdown to the Slade and Mayson Show. 50, 49, 48. You're listening to the countdown to the Slade and Mason Show. 44, 43. This is the continued countdown to the Slade and Mason Show. 39, 38. Right now. 37. You're listening 36, to the countdown 35, to the Slade and Mason Show. 33. Please stand by as you're listening to the countdown to the Slade and Mason Show. 28, 27. This is, of course, the countdown to the Slade and Mason Show. 23, 22. We continue 21 with the countdown to the Slade and Mason Show. 18.
I only
17,
need half
stand by
15
as we are now delivering the countdown to the Slade and Mason Show. 12, 11, yes, 10. This is our countdown to the Slade and Mason Show.
I wonder what they're having to Saul.
6, 5, 4, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Too late.
Now broadcasting from the Dan Mayson Studios, deep in the heart of Virginia. It's the Slade and Mayson Show.
Boy, we are deep in the batter now, man. It's like the one second I start counting, it's over.
Your microphone's open.
Oh. Oh, man.
Like as if,
Hi, I'm J.D. Slade.
I'm Dan Mayson.
And this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
All right, gang. Anyway, hey, this is the Slade and Mason Show. It's all about you and us. It's like a radio program where we share with you news stories and things that we're seeing throughout the week, and it is our take on, or maybe not. Basically, we just say things that you're thinking about and you would never hear on the radio. We're just here to have fun, so don't take it too seriously. And thank you to Dano Music, because we just don't have that level of talent. Yeah.
That's right, and we can't afford to pay for the real royalties.
No, we're not paying for that stuff. And every time we post stuff on YouTube, they go, oh, we're sorry. We're going to have to share the monetary value that you've received from this program with the XYZ company because they've claimed reference to God bless America.
For those of you who do not know what he is talking about, a couple of weeks ago in our Independence Day show, we happened to sample a little Kate Smith in God Bless America.
That's right.
And when Dan decided to upload the show up to YouTube, that's where the fun began.
Yeah, they listened to that and said, yeah, you don't own that, so we're going to have to share the copyrights with that. Yeah.
And so, again, so when you, like I say, if you listen to the program on YouTube, it's just as entertaining, but just know that we've probably gotten into trouble if we played any copyrighted music.
Oh, man. Yeah. Make sure you head on over to olfw.com. That's where else you can see us. And don't forget to tell your friends, neighbors, enemies, cops, get us reported.
Listen, I've been
FCC violations.
I've been stroking old Alexa, so it's like if you mention us to her, you might have a good word for us too.
Well, I like the word CBDarian, but
oh, that's right. Again, and it's I see something icy.
Yep. We'll get into that. Yep, that's our sponsor, ICSomethingIcy.com.
When are you going to pay her bill? Getting a little note from the landlord, like, when are you going to pay your bill?
first we had to get listeners. So, yeah.
Wait a minute. What? No, there are 6.
There are 6.
Tell the truth, Dan Mayson. You're the one who keeps a hold of the metrics.
Okay, we have twice. Well, this past week we had twice as many listeners on YouTube than we did at Anchor.com.
Whoa!
Or Anchor.fm. Yeah, yeah.
2 on YouTube.
Yeah, so there were 2 on YouTube. Oh, God.
See, again, now we're already almost 8 minutes into the program. Good morning, Mr. Mayson.
Good morning, Mr. Slade.
I'll tell you what, it is hot here in the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I did a little post on that. I did my little video on Facebook and pointed out.
I have to see that. It was like, boy, you talk about another microwave story, just telling me how damn hot it is.
Well, like I said, it's 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 degrees Celsius, and it's going to get up to 101 degrees Fahrenheit. And for those of you listening in Turkey, it will be 30s.
Well, and with the heat indices, we could get up to, it could feel like 115.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that you mentioned that, because I have a couple of friends who just came back from Italy and Greece, where they were actually having those 114 degree days.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is actual temperatures. And they said, well, I'll never complain about Virginia weather again. And then what do they do? They come back here and they get right into the thick of
it. Oh, my gosh. You know what the funny part about that statement is?
What's that?
You said you have friends. So
it's gonna be one of those shows. Okay.
Boom, I'll tell you, I got a million of them. Okay. So.
All right. Well, listen, here we go. Let me just tell you what I've been doing, because I am not good in heat anymore. I used to be. I used to be able to go out and the first thing in the morning and stay out, and it's like I'd be out so long that my hair would actually dye itself rust colored.
Oh, gosh.
All right. So this week, I listen, I love my radio audience, and it's like, and I do everything for them. I even gave up a foot for them. Mm-hmm. But the thing of it is that I was out in this stuff on Friday afternoon at the Madison County, Virginia Fair. Now, the thing of it is that by the time the remote started, now remember, my days start at 3 a.m. Mm-hmm. This remote started at 4 p.m.
Ooh, that's not good. That's not good.
So I'm out there, and of course, that is really the heat of the day.
You've done your 13 hours.
I'm sitting out there. It's like, well, the last time a couple of weeks ago, I did a remote, and I was out in this, and it's like, when I went to the doctor, it's like, hey, man, it's like, I'm feeling all blah, 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 blah. And he said, well, water's good.
Yeah.
But you still got to put some electrolytes in there, because you're losing them when you're out in all this stuff.
Yeah.
And the heat will beat you up.
Yeah.
Man, beat you up badly.
Yeah. Not to promote it, but Gatorade is a good friend. Now, another way you can do Gatorade is on the cheap. It's
of course the Dan Mayson method. Yes.
Here you go. It's referred to as a pinch and a fist. Are you familiar with this term at all?
I'm not sure.
And I'm not let me clarify, because JD just went in a different direction. Oh my gosh. So if you can't afford like $5 for a liter of Gatorade, because it's really stupid expensive, what you do is you go get some Kool-Aid and you get a liter of water, and you pour the Kool-Aid in to your specifications. All right, that's number one. Then you take a pinch of salt with your fingertips, and you drop it into the water, and you reach into a container with sugar, and you grab a fist of sugar. In other words, as much as whatever sugar can hold in a fist, which isn't much, is maybe about like an eighth of a cup, and you drop that into the liter of water, and you stir this up. This has got almost the same level of electrolytes and sugars and salts that are in Gatorade, but you're not paying $4 for each one. What you're doing is you're getting it for the 10 cents that you paid for and it's referred to as a pinch and a fist, because moms in developing countries would do this same ratio, and that's, everybody knows what, if you have like a million kids, and it's like, so anyway, so it's gonna be hot today, so drink lots of fluids.
I'm just gonna let him bury himself, ladies and gentlemen, because he's like gone into circles, and now he's down the drain, ladies and gentlemen. No, actually, I happen to have some Gatorade G2, Glacier Freeze, because I buy it by, again, since I was talking to my doctor, I make sure I get plenty of that in me, and
Yeah.
And water, a lot of water.
Yeah.
Very few anymore. It's like, man, it's like, yeah.
So it's going to be hot, and it's going to continue being hot for, actually, today's the break. Today's the break, I think. On Monday next week, it's all going to break down to the 80s again, I think. Correct?
That's what my forecasts say. But, again, like I say, my forecasts are more wrong than right.
Yeah. Any idea what the temperature will be like, say, September 20th?
Oh, probably in the mid-80s.
Mid-80s, okay. And what about in, say, Arizona?
Oh, we'll probably be into that dry heat, as they call it, and 101 degrees in at least Phoenix. So
okay. What about areas like
Zaire is going
to like Groom Lake, Arizona.
Where the heck is Groom Lake?
Generally known as Area 51.
Oh, yeah, okay. A lot of people have been doing a whole lot of stupid things around there anymore.
Yeah. You heard what's coming up, right?
No.
Oh, all right. I'll bring you up to speed. So, this guy on Facebook posted, hey, what would happen if a whole bunch of us showed up at Area 51 on September 20th? I mean, they can't shoot us all, right?
That's right. I'm going to be in the back pushing the trooper forward.
You guys go ahead. I'll catch up you later.
I'm behind you.
100%.
15 miles.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, this guy he posted an event for September 20th to go visit Area 51. Now, as you recall,
what he's doing in April, don't you?
No, September 20th. So
I was going to say, because what he's going to be doing in April led him up to believe that he should be doing this in September 20th.
I don't know. But the interesting thing is,
20th, man.
Someone figured out the logistics.
April 20th.
What?
What is April 20th? 420, bro. 420.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
See, come on, wake up, Mayson.
See, I don't think in those terms.
That's
like
right.
my partner does.
As a matter of fact, I got a call right here. I got to check out.
Okay, so
wow.
So the joke is, hey, is that a plane ticket to Arizona? No, it's a smoothie. Anyway, so clearly you have no idea what's going on. But
not a clue.
So let's see. Early part of last week, there were 50,000 people who had already signed up and agreed they were going to go to Area 51 on September 20th, which is a Sunday. Wait. Let me add this. Then the beginning of last week, it was 500,000 people. There are now 1 million people who have agreed they're going to sign up. And they're going to go to Area 51 on September 20th this year. Now, I got to talk to you a little bit about the logistics of this. Now, if you recall, a long time ago in a land far, far away, I used to do traffic reports across the Mojave Desert. That's the same stretch of area, Highway 15 going into Vegas. And they're just one lane up, one lane back. Occasionally you get 2 lanes up and 2 lanes back in the major cities, but that's about it. Now, that's an extra 8,000 to 10,000 cars on the road, and it kept me very busy till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Let's throw 1 million cars on that same stretch of road.
Have you even talked to your former employer?
I haven't, not for a while. I should reach out to him.
You really should, just to see if they're getting ready for this massive onslaught of
traffic. maybe we'll have him on next week. I'll reach out to him and see if he's got
cool.
See if he's got a little free time there. Yeah,
there again, and I'm going to point out cultural differences.
Yeah.
Who do you see doing this stupid stuff?
Oh, so
thank you.
His name is Jeremy.
Like I say, it's the
Lives in
very
his
same
mom's
reason that you
basement.
don't see it's the very same reason that you don't see very many hockey players.
Oh God. Oh my gosh. Well, to celebrate,
break down.
I got to tell you. To celebrate the Area 51 and visiting there, my son and I went down to a local area. Again, cultural differences. It's a place called the Range.
Yep. Right off the bat, not going anywhere called that.
I printed out some targets that are aliens, and we went and we borrowed a Glock, and we shot for about a half hour. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So
raising the next generation of sharpshooters, are you?
You want to get it right between those two points right there. See how it looks like a snowman? There you got it.
Now, let me ask you, Dano.
Yeah.
At the last time I checked, isn't Area 51 still a military operation or a military base?
And this is the funny thing about it. Okay, first off, just to get to the outer checkpoint, just to the drive point, the outer checkpoint, it's going to take you about 3 to 4 hours of driving. That's number one. Just to get to the checkpoint, just to meet what they call the camo dudes, okay? Now, it's another 3-hour drive in from that out point to get to the central Area 51 compound, Groom Lake. Okay?
So if you even get past the first checkpoint.
You have to get past the first checkpoint. As you're driving up, this is a road that you can see from miles away. So as you're coming up to that checkpoint, the guys in the Escalades are already there waiting for you. Okay? They got the AK-47 strapped to them. They're ready to roll. You ain't getting past that point. Like I said, then it's like another 3-hour drive in defined group. Now, here's the other problem. There are no roads once you get past that point. So you have to physically figure out where they're over what mountain, over what hill. You'll be out there for weeks trying to find this place. And you got to do it on foot because basically if you drive in, you're a target. So if you're walking, it's going to take you weeks and weeks and weeks. So no one knows where it is. It's hard to find on a map. So unless you're good at like geocaching and things of that nature, then you have to get in. So the chances of you going home with a complimentary alien, it ain't happening. So for the million of you who've signed up through Facebook thinking that this is going to be an easy ride, it ain't. Because first off,
oh my God,
you're talking like, oh my gosh, you're talking like Traffic-Eddon. It's just just lock it up.
You definitely are going to have to get a hold of the head of the highway station so we can have some fun with this one. Oh man.
Oh wait, that's actually Sunday going home traffic. So that's going to be a nightmare.
So I'm looking at this, and again, I only point this out because it's very obvious.
Yes.
Very, very cultural differences as to how we're going to waste time on a weekend in Nevada.
That's right, baby.
Woo! So I appreciate your, of course, enlightening our audience as to what they're getting into if they decide to be part of that stupid trek.
Oh, yes. It'll be delightful. Yes.
Now, I know, Dan, that you are frugal, as am I.
Oh, yeah. I'll go ahead.
So, I don't understand Uber. We used to call those taxis.
Yeah.
But now Uber, and they've got their own price scale.
Mm-hmm.
And I happen to see that the Daily News in New York's claiming that Uber accidentally charged some riders 100 times more than the promised price.
Oh, those annoying decimal points.
Aaron Himmelman says that he and his wife were charged $9,672 for a trip that should have cost $96.72.
Did he give him a tip?
Another woman said her husband's credit card was maxed out after Uber charged him $1,905 for a ride that should have cost $19.
So
Uber blamed the overcharging on a computer glitch. There we are. Yeah,
those darn decimal points. Is it 2 to the left or 2 to the right? I can't remember. Yes.
Here's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
If I give you a credit card and you try to put more than $10,
okay.
So how do I? Here's the thing.
Okay.
How do you? Can't you just stiff the Uber drivers?
No, you can't. Here it is. It's kind of like a riding PayPal, because you're signed up into this program and it's backlinked to your credit card.
Oh,
so you agree for the trip for $19, but they're going to go ahead and charge you $1,900.
Oh no, they aren't.
So yeah,
they're going to get real disappointed.
So
they put that charge through, man. Equifax is going to come and punch them in the face personally.
So I gotta ask you, and you think about this. I hear these ads all the time on the radio from that radio station up north that says sugary drinks will kill your kids and set fire to them and things like that. So what I found was interesting was they're advertising like every 20 minutes. You can make money on Lyft. You can make money on Uber. You can make money on Lyft. You can make money on Uber. Okay, let me ask you a question. If you have a candy store, okay, in your town, and the one guy is selling Snickers for 89 cents for a 4-ounce, okay, and then a candy store next door opens up, okay, and he's got a 4-ounce Snickers, but he's selling it for 75 cents. What's the 89-cent guy going to do? Well, he's going to drop his cost down to 70 cents. And then the guy who's got the 75-center, he drops it down to 60 cents. He's going to compete with this guy. He's going to make sure he's got foot traffic. Meanwhile, a new candy store opens up down the road. That's 4 ounces, and he's selling his for 25 cents. Ooh, man, margins are slow over there, man. But all the other two, they drop down to 25, 24, 23, 22. Okay. Fast forward. Uber. Everybody's an Uber driver. I mean, I can't swing a dead cat without hitting an Uber or a Lyft driver sticker on the back of someone's car. I've seen it from like little Prius all the way up to the H4s, the big Hummers. I'm like, that's an Uber vehicle? Jiminy flipping crickets. So, but you're price competing with it. So there could be like, you click. Well, $7.50. This guy's got it for $6.80. I'll do the $6.80. And that's it. Now the guy for $7.50. Now at $6.80, you just driven like 40 minutes for $6.80. Okay, and then Uber takes 10% of that. Now I know these numbers are extreme, but it's the same principle. I mean, you are working your butt off to get just a few bucks, just like taxi drivers. And I think that's why the taxi commission's awfully quiet about this. They're like, yeah, you guys will figure this out in just a few minutes. Yeah, you just need 1,700 Uber drivers in Hohokus, New Jersey, and
population 1,200.
Yeah, so there better be a lot of rides going on.
I just don't understand because so you are actually basically beating your car up
basically
for 90% of the take.
Yeah, well, I don't know what the ratio, but yeah, they take a take. It's like 10, 15% or whatever the heck it is. Yep.
So there's good reason for us to overcharge people $9,000 for a $96 ride, right? I mean, let's just be frank here. The Uber will get their cut, and the driver will get a nice cut.
Yeah, and then the cut will get smaller and smaller and smaller. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
Do you realize how idiotic this whole system just strikes you as, I mean, just taking a look at it.
Well, that's why I did that skit with Goober, Carmine as Goober. It's like, it just doesn't make any sense anymore. It's like, what are you people doing? Oh my gosh.
So again, like I said, I mean, when I was in the city, again, you either rode a bus or you caught a cab.
Yeah.
Again, it's ridiculous to have cars. It makes no sense. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I just don't understand because, like I say, with all this happening all the time, do you know how tough it is to get something removed from your credit card?
Oh,
or put on your credit card when they've overpriced you and overcharged you?
Yeah, it takes an act of Congress, basically, because it's just.
So in the meantime, you've charged my credit card $1,900, and of course, if the charge is not going to run, it's like that's okay. So when do they find out that I can't afford $1,900?
Well, here's my favorite part. How did you get a hold of someone over at Uber/Lyft? It's an app.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, see, there's why I'm in the dark about this, because I don't play with apps, man. No, like I say, I got an LG phone. Has 4 meg memory on it.
Well, see, that's why I've started putting everything. So, as you know, a long time ago, I started cleaning up my credit, and one of the steps I did was I got an American Express card, and it was explained to me. It says, use someone else's money, and then pay it off. And this way, you can keep track of, and you go, oh, you know what? This transaction, I didn't approve that. And you mark it, do not pay, and Amex will not pay it. They'll go back to the provider and go, yeah, we're gonna take back that $1,900. Yeah, thank you very much. Because that's Amex. That's why no one likes to work with Amex, because they're like this. They have that level of control, and that's why I like using the Amex. It's awesome. And it's one of those little El Cheapo Amexes. I don't pay a yearly fee for it. So, no, this is not a promotion for Amex. It's just smart use of your credit card.
Yeah, like I say, because if it is, they need to send us both black cards.
Yeah, lots of black cards with like a unlimited limit on there that we just want to spend money.
Yes. So, I mean, I'm just amazed, and here again, cultural differences.
Go ahead.
Not happening in my hood, buddy. No, sir.
What?
Rob will charge you what? Let's get that thing.
Oh, so
hey, I found. Let me see here.
And then it went real quiet.
Okay.
All right. While he's thinking,
I got the new 6 words that'll get you thrown into jail or thrown into the street. You ready for them?
New 6 words. All right. Are these YouTube friendly?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Ready?
I thought George Carlin came back from the dead, but go ahead.
Go back where you came from.
Oh.
I do not understand how you can misinterpret that in any way, shape, or form.
New Jersey?
Well,
I ain't going back.
I'm not going to tell you which one of it was, but it's like when she was asked about it, she said, well, I guess that means I'm going to the Bronx.
Oh, my gosh. Next one.
Is this guy Teflon or what?
Oh, he can do or say anything he wants.
The amazing thing about it is that when he was running for president, he said, I could shoot somebody in Times Square and get away with it.
Yepers. And he's not kidding.
He's not kidding.
Nope.
He is not kidding. Again, and I'm telling you, people are looking at this thinking, oh, yeah, no way. But remember, his base is still as strong as it ever was.
Yeah.
And if he keeps that base, opposing parties are going to have to do some miracle working to take the White House back. So,
All right.
I'm just pointing that out to you because it's my job to point those things out.
Yes, dear. All right, hold on. We'll be right back, and we'll get the other five. Yep, we got to go. Sorry. Got to do a break, man. What's the matter with you?
Doggone it.
You just take too long to talk.
Oh, jeez. As a matter of fact, I don't think I talked but like 4 minutes this second.
Oh.
Today in history, July 21st, 356 BC. The Temple of Artemis, one of the 7 wonders of the world, is destroyed by arson. Wait a minute. It's a big, huge stone building. How you gonna burn that down? I don't believe any of this stuff. 1545. The first landing of the French troops on the coast of the Isle of Wight during the French invasion of the Isle of Wight takes place on the coast of the Isle of Wight by the French invasion of the French. The troops landed the... never mind. 1925. Sir Malcolm Campbell becomes the first man to break the 150-mile land barrier at Penrhyn Sands in Wales. He drove a Sunbeam, an average of 150.33 miles per hour. Wait a minute. My dad owned a Sunbeam. That thing couldn't get past 40 miles an hour. I don't know. Freddie, who's researching these things? Oh, me. Never mind. 1949. The United States Senate ratifies the North Atlantic Treaty. I had no idea we were at war with the North Atlantic. See the fun things you learn on the radio? And finally, 1983, the world's lowest temperature is recorded at Vostok Station in Antarctica, where temperatures reached a negative 128.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, I'm thinking my teenager might have wanted to put a coat on that day. I'm Dan Mayson, and that's July 21st.
She'd send me to the store. She said she'd bake some gingerbread if I would sweep the floor. She said if I would make the bed and watch the telephone, that she would send me out to get a chocolate ice cream cone. And so I did.
And so she did.
The thing she said.
The thing she said.
And then she made.
And then she made
some gingerbread.
Some gingerbread.
And I went out.
And you went out.
Just me alone.
Just you alone.
And got my
And got your chocolate ice cream cone. Strawberry.
No, no.
Raspberry.
No, no.
Vanilla.
No, no. And I don't want no tutti frutti.
Coffee.
No, no.
Pistachio.
No, no.
Banana.
No, no. 'Cause all I want is chocolate.
Everybody, ring it!
That's what my mom said.
Well, coming back, she stubbed her toe upon a big old stone.
No need I tell you that I dropped my chocolate ice cream cone.
A little puppy came along and took a great big lick.
And so I
Then he
hit
found
that
out it was
little
chocolate
dog with
and
a
it
little
made that old
bitty
dog
stick.
sick.
Then he bit me
Then he bit you
where I sit down.
where you sit down.
And he chased me
And he chased you
All over town.
all over town.
So now I'm lost.
So now she's lost.
Can't find my home.
Can't find her home.
And all because of the chocolate ice cream cone.
Ice cream cone.
So now she's lost.
Oh, now she's
Can't
lost.
find her home.
If
And all because of the chocolate ice cream cone.
Sorry about that, gang. But now we must return you to the Slade and Mayson show.
Okay, so I guess Dr. Fine, I guess I should explain myself there.
Howard.
Okay, so first off, where to go? Today is International Ice Cream Day.
Yesterday was a National Fortune Cookie Day.
There you go. So By the way, that was that was Evelyn Knight with Bob Haggart and his orchestra, backed by, you ready for this one? The Ray Charles Singers.
Oh,
and that is called Chocolate Ice Cream Cone. Now,
really?
Yeah.
You did that all by yourself, did you?
Yeah. So if you don't want banana or raspberry or what else, pistachio or vanilla or strawberry, you know what you could do? You could reach out to Sheila Keenan at 804-617-8827 at iceysomething.com. That's icy without the G, ICEY.com. And, you know what, JD?
What?
You know what? I think on a day like this, I think a shaved ice would be absolutely amazing. Don't you think?
Well, since you planted that thought, and since I don't have something icy right here in my backyard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No. I'm offended.
Why?
Because I don't have something icy in my backyard.
It would be awfully nice to have, wouldn't it? Because at something icy, you can get shaved ice treat. Yeah, they're shaved ice treats. And what they do is they have these really nice Italian shaved ice Dusenmakers, and they scrape
I'm gonna cut you face. Oh no, sorry.
What a nut job! All right, so they do parties, sporting events, graduations. Bring the community together. Block parties, things of that nature. They do the catering. They'll come down, do the shaved ice, and put your selection of different flavors. They got a boatload of different flavors. They got, let's see,
Jack Daniels and Jim Beam.
You can put that on afterwards. They got the banana mango icy with a cherry on top. They got the rainbow icy. Lemonade, lime, mango, margarita. For those of you who want to get into that kind of idea, they have tutti frutti. Now, she did talk about that young lady was talking about tutti frutti flavor, but yeah, give them a call. 804-617-8827. Tell her you heard about us on the Slade and Mayson show. You know
now,
why?
there's only 6 of you, so somebody's got to hear this.
That's right.
Hi, I'm JD Slade.
I'm Dan Mason,
and this is the Slade and Mayson show.
All right, so Mr.
I know.
Mr.
You know what listen.
One of our monitors here at our space headquarters.
Oh.
To hear that, we'd like to know what it was.
Surface is fine and powdery. I can.
That is Neil Armstrong, my friend. It was 50 years ago.
I know. It's crazy.
And I remember exactly where I was. I was a little teenage boy in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Talk about a hole in the earth. But anyway, it's like, and we were all, my mom had gotten, let's see, there was 6 there. My mom had gotten the 25-inch color console TV, and it was sitting up there. And there was no cable, again, it was antenna.
Mm-hmm.
But we were watching this very cloudy picture of what they said was a guy on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
50 years ago, Dan.
I know.
Did you ever think that you would ever be able to say, I remember something 50 years ago?
No, I can't remember what I did this morning. 50 years ago, you high or something, for crying out loud?
Do you remember the quote that Neil Armstrong has been attributed with?
One small step for man, one giant leap for...
Well, that's not what it was supposed to have said.
He was supposed to say free Uber rides from the next 15... Download our app.
Oh, you are on.
No, he was going to say, we beat the Russians. We beat the Russians. Nah, 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 nah. We can play golf on the moon. Okay, sorry. Was that not it?
It was supposed to have said,
sorry.
One small leap for a man, or one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. And by the time he got down there, it was like, you know how you get all excited. It's like, all right, I'm meeting the Beatles. All right, I'll do that.
Oh, sorry.
Do you know we still have junk on the moon?
Is that what we're calling it?
Well, I mean, look.
Yes. Yes, there's.
If I take a car,
yeah,
and I put it in my front yard, and I don't do anything with it for 50 years, didn't I just use my yard for a dump?
Yes, you did.
and here's the thing of it: this is expensive junk.
It is. The lunar landers. Each one of those had like aluminum foil gold on the legs.
And we got some rocks out of it. I don't think our value system really matched up on this one.
Gary,
we'll give you $1 billion in material for some of these rocks.
All right, here's the scary thing. I actually was researching the rocks the other day, but it's never mind.
Yeah, I want you to tell me how they differ from something that I'm going to find in my backyard.
Well, that's the interesting thing. They won't differ, and that's what they found out. That they're I forget what they call it, the oxygen amount of oxygen that breaks down in the rock is exactly the same ratio as it is here on Earth. Which
You're proving my case here.
Which leads them to believe there were multiple theories about how the moon formed.
Soundstage.
One was that it was a drifting smaller planet that came into gravitational pull on the Earth. The other one was Darwin's son's theory that the Earth was speeding up really, really, really fast one day and spun off all these rocks and then got stuck into a gravitational pull. The other theory was where a planet very similarly sized hit in contact with our planet and pushed out a smaller ball, which would then become our moon, and that went in rotation around it. And that they found, I think they're called neoclast rocks, which can only be produced with the extremely high explosion, high impact. So, and that's why they believe that that's the case, because also on the white parts of the moon where you can see it that looks like lava flow, that's where it was almost completely volcanic. And then it cooled down, and as it cooled down, it got all the impact craters, and that blew some of the neocast into the air and then landed into the darker areas, which is the older part of the moon. And they picked up those rocks. As a matter of fact, it was Neil Armstrong. You mentioned that guy, Neil Armstrong. The very last scene of him is him picking up with like a little scoop of some of the moon dust. And they put that into a jar and they brought it back to the planet Earth. On the planet Earth, they opened up the jar and they found little tiny, teeny, teeny, tiny, teeny, tiny, tiny, little tiny, teeny, tiny, little tiny pieces of the neoclast.
Wow, like I say, boy, that just plays right into my theory. I'm sorry I brought it up.
Yeah, it was either that or it was placed by aliens.
So now, okay, this gold aluminum foil.
Now we got a rocket ship. I'll say if we get a rocket ship and we get up to the moon, see, and we get up there, we got like a Hoover vacuum cleaner. Can we just pick up some of that aluminum and bring it on back?
Hey, I can already see the outer space grifters.
Oh my gosh!
All right, so that's one thing.
Yeah.
The other thing, 50 years ago, and
that brings up an interesting question.
Yes.
If you go back to the moon, that stuff up there, whose property is it? Does that belong to NASA?
Possession is 9/10 of the law on this planet.
On this planet, but we know about that. That's not even a planet. It's a moon. All right, go ahead. What do you want to say?
So,
wait, you were talking about 6 things that you don't want to say. One was go back to where you came from. I interrupted you by having to break.
Well, that's the 6 words. Go back where you came from.
Oh, 6 words. I thought.
Yeah,
all right.
6 words.
All right.
All right. The other thing that I because I'm finding as I'm getting older, I now know. I understand old folks. I do understand old folks because it's like now I'm finding myself sitting.
You is one.
Yeah, it's like I remember when. All right, 1969. It was the summer of love.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a you'll never find.
My baby.
Let's roll around in some muddy water and just get all really filthy and just sit up and for 3 days and don't do the yellow acid. And again, it's like in watching Jimi Hendrix and Santana and Crosby, Stills and Nash. Woodstock was a once in a lifetime event.
Yeah.
I am so damned tired of someone deciding that they're going to do Woodstock again.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't.
You can't.
They tried it in the 90s, and you had all these half-butt bands that nobody ever heard of and nobody even cared about. And here this year, they were going to try again. They even conned Carlos Santana to possibly doing it again.
Mm-hmm.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. Woodstock is mine. Woodstock is my generation. It was a once-in-a-lifetime event. It is never, ever, ever going to happen again. If you missed it, get the movie, watch it, and go vicariously through it.
Yeah.
Smoke a bowl before you watch it, and you'll get somewhere there.
Mm-hmm.
But this deciding that we're going to do it again and do it better is idiocy.
Because you don't want to do it better, number one.
Number 2, you can't do it better.
Yep.
Number 3, there was a different mindset in this country back in 69 that we don't have today, and we will never have because hopefully we will never have another Vietnam.
Yeah. I had there's a buddy of mine down the road who actually attended Woodstock, and he was telling me it was the most amazing thing. He had woken up, he was sleeping on the hood of a Chevy. And the next day, and he got up and he kind of like stood up slowly, and you could see this light green fog over the surface of everything. He says, it was the damnedest green color I'd ever seen in my entire life. And he says, I know if I put my nose down into that huey green, I would get roasted like nobody's business. So he stayed on the Chevy.
But I just, like I say, I am sorry that you cannot know the magic of 1969. Mm-hmm. And like I say, and I didn't even get to enjoy all of 1969, but boy, did I make up for it in 72.
I'll tell you, I'm sure there were a lot of 1970 births out of that.
Oh,
because
my God, yes.
My God,
yes.
Because he went on to say, he said, there were women doing things that you would just, today...
Yep. You wouldn't believe. It's like, again, hey, it was a summer of love. You'll never find. Boom, 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 boom. So anyway, that's my gripe for the week. It's like, stop trying to go back. You can't. I wished I could. As a matter of fact, what's really sick is I'm wearing a tie-dyed T-shirt right now.
Oh, I was yesterday. Cool.
So, it's like, but I again, don't. Stop it.
Don't stop thinking about tomorrow.
No, don't bring them out of the closet either. So, speaking of coming out of the closet, guess who's back?
What?
All right, are you ready?
I'm listening.
I'm going to give you a clue.
Eddie Murphy.
Into the danger zone. Are we going to get in trouble?
Oh, man. Yeah, I saw the previews for that. I'm just like... all right. So wait a minute. Wait. Stop it. For those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, Tom Cruise, look.
All 5'4" of him.
All 5'4" of him has decided to do a new movie Let me get this right. It's Maverick. Yeah, it's called Top Gun Maverick, coming out in 2020. And I saw the previews to it, and he's trying to relive the heyday of the original movie. And oh my,
add 25 years to it.
oh my. And you can see like an old general there who's talking to him, and the general's got to be at least 95 years old, and he's looking and going, you know, Todd, you're in the service for 37 years and you're still a captain. Why is that? And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is
wait
just...
a minute. Hold on. So it's like I went on my radio show and I mentioned this because, it's sort of like, would you really want to see Adam West doing Batman on TV?
No.
And so I put it to my audience, and this was the general consensus.
I probably wouldn't watch it.
Yeah.
I would watch the original one when Tom Cruise was a young Top Gun coming into it. I don't want to see some 50-year-old man on his crutches or on his cane coming in and going, oh, yeah, I'm going to fly this plane like the best of the best of the best. Me personally, I would go, yeah, no, Tom, we're not going to wheel you out there in a wheelchair for you to get into an airplane.
Danger zone. We get a rushing over here to put his airplane over here to fly upside down.
The guys were playing volleyball or something.
Oh gosh, it's gonna be a train wreck. So as you know, I don't know if you know this, but he did the most recent Mission Impossibles. He did them back to back. I think he's finally realized, I can't be jumping off these cliffs like this and smacking my whole body up against the white, the white sands or whatever.
You see, it's a stretch of the imagination thinking that he can do all those things at that age. So, like I say, trying to convince me that this guy is a Top Gun fighter pilot.
It's a bit of a ride.
Oh no, you're right. It's a train wreck.
Oh my God!
Look forward to it in 2020.
It's gonna be great. Oh my gosh! Hey! So I don't know if you heard about this, but just the other day, you're gonna love this one. Heathrow Airport.
Oh, in the UK.
Yes. Did you hear about this?
I've heard of.
It's called they call it the Golden Hall.
Why?
Gold bars worth $4 million seized at Heathrow, belonging to South American drug cartel. That's like $5 million.
Yeah, I can see you're starting to miss it already.
Yeah, I'm sure Heathrow went. I'm sure the cartel went. We lost what? $5 million. Why are you bothering me? What happened?
You're right. Yeah. Okay,
I think what they were doing, they were testing the system.
Well, we got 50 million in.
On the other bag.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they were just testing the system. I mean, think about it. You get a big, huge bag, and you fill it all with newspaper except for one little gold bar in the center. It's going to feel like a 60-pound bag. I bet they were testing the system.
I'll bet you they were too.
And it worked.
It's like, see, I'm looking at the clock. It's like, and I know there's so much I want to touch on.
We're almost done.
Listen, you're the movie buff.
Yes.
Have you gone to see the new one yet? The live version of Lion King?
No.
Are you going to?
No.
Why?
Because I saw the previews. Someone over at Disney's going,
no matter how much they try to make it look like real animals,
it's like
they still look like computer-generated artwork.
Disney's going like this. Disney's going, he saw the previews? Yeah. Oh, sugar frosted flakes. Yeah. Not going to happen.
But you know what? They did stick to one they could not have replaced, and that is the greatest voice ever.
Aretha Franklin, what?
James L. Jones.
Yeah, before he died.
Simba.
Before he died. Yeah, before
he didn't die.
Oh, okay.
It just sounds like it.
He's been dead for years. They've just been using a computer generated voice.
This is CNN. I'm James Earl Jones.
I mean, who talks like that?
I am your father. Yes, Luke, I am your father. Yes,
Say what?
James Earl Jones.
No, we gotta talk.
I mean, I just can't imagine this guy, just screwing up lines. It's like,
yeah.
Oh,
Let's do it again. Simba. No, I don't like that one.
Simba. Yeah, that's a take. That's a take. Mr. Jones, could you do that like 6 more times?
Oh, God.
All right, hold on. Simba. Hey, you know what? I was thinking about something we should do here. There is a radio station for sale in North Carolina.
Oh, God.
I don't know how I got it on this mailing list. It was pretty funny. There are a lot of businesses for sale, but this one popped up because it said radio station. I'm like, what? Yeah. So first off, it's in North Carolina. So right off the bat, it's a great location. And you get 1/5 ownership of the radio station, and all they need is $50,000. The great thing is they are, quote unquote, providing digital marketing and podcast services to over 25 clients in the USA. So for your $50,000 contribution, you get 20% ownership, and they are making $18,000 per year.
Oh, yeah. Where do I sign up for this?
So,
all right, before you start punching that button, it's like I knew I had this. It's like,
right.
And nobody ever thinks of James Earl Jones laughing, but I caught him.
All right, James Earl Jones, voice recording session number 1 for The Lion King. James, are you ready?
I prepared.
Okay, you're once again King Mufasa. Take it away.
I'm King Jaffe Joffer, ruler of Zamunda.
No, James, it's King Mufasa.
I have come for my son Akeem.
Hang on, Mr. Jones. I think you've got the wrong script there. Try this one, please.
Okay. My name is Frank Kuzo.
Cut. James, I don't know what you're reading there, but this is the scene where you look at baby Simba and you say...
I am your father.
What? James, are you just trolling now? Come on, recite the alphabet backwards. I want to make sure you're sober.
Z, Y, X, W.
Okay, that's good. Let's get back to the Lion King now. Line 42.
Baby, 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 oh, like baby, 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 no.
James, are you reading song lyrics now?
Justin Bieber, like baby, 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 oh.
Justin Bieber. All right, we're going to wrap things up here. We'll pick this up tomorrow, and maybe you can take things a little more seriously, Mr. Jones.
You have disgraced yourself, and you must be punished.
Whatever. Okay, goodbye, James.
I will never let that happen again.
Okay. That was deep and dark and weird, and I want to thank you for sharing that with everyone here.
I am your father.
And guess what, gang?
Hi, I'm J.D. Slade.
I'm Dan Mayson,
and this is the Slade and Mayson Show.
I don't know where we went with this show today.
Jones, and this is CNN.
Oh, my gosh. Boys and girls, we'll be back next week, whether you like it or not. July 28th. Happy birthday, duders. Oh, my.
Say goodbye, Mr. Mason.
Goodbye, Mr. Mason.
And remember, you joined us. We didn't join you.
And remember, only you can prevent forest fires.
I like Monkey Bear. He gives me presents.
Hey, boo-boo. How about that freaking basket?
Yogi, you know we can't. Dangerous Smith is going to get us.
Yogi, come on over here. These people here say you took their picnic basket.
What do you mean, Ranger Smith?
Yogi, we're going to be in deep you know what.
Oh, the bears come home. You know, it's funny that we actually get to do this. I mean, only in America could you just take airwaves and just use them and abuse them.
And then people listen to us. What is their problem?
The fools.
All right, fools. See you next week.
Bye-bye. Oh, my. Oh, I am hurt.
Aching everything.
Yeah, my stomach is just tight. Oh, shh. They're listening still. Go do something. Don't you have the rest of the day to take care of? Go.
Whack, 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 whack.
We're not going to do any more funny stuff. Not until you're calling.
Not funny anymore.
That's right. You know, the funny runs out in just about 20 seconds. So you better suck it up.
That's right.
Hey, I think it's faded out.
Remember, Mr. Slade, they're laughing at you, not with you.
Doggone it, I thought it was... I'm going home and soak my wounds.
Okay. Is that what they call that now?
Bye. Bye, Dano.